Guess what, chat? Warzone is going to die. Is this the end of Battle Royale? I hope so. I really do hope so, man. I ain't gonna lie, to be honest. I hope Battle Royale dies, to be honest. I want Battle Royale to be dead completely, you know? I want that shit to go away forever. Samesies, I heard that a lot of dating apps have brought it to the very foundation needed to date like normal peeps. Yeah, I haven't really done any dating apps. So now imagine Marvel Rivals releases a battle royale. Oh, hell fucking no. Hell no. But apparently it's dying. It's not doing very well, you know? Warzone died when they switched to the Modern Warfare BS. But I'm curious. In my personal opinion, I am okay if Warzone dies because you want to know something? The multiplayer side of things have been shafted for so long because there was not a lot of content happening for multiplayer. Now in Black Ops 6, it's the opposite. Now multiplayer and zombies has a lot of stuff, right? But now Warzone has barely anything now, you know? We ain't get rid of BR until we get rid of Fortnite. No, I'm okay with Fortnite because Fortnite has its own thing, right? Because Fortnite is just mostly a battle royale. I know it originally started as a tower defensive game, but then it changed into a battle royale, right? Well, it had its own separate thing, right? But the problem is Call of Duty copied them. But then the problem is like they ignored multiplayer for such a long time with like the amount of content to make and everything to focus on battle royale because of how popular battle royale was, right? But now since Warzone is kind of basically slowly dying now, and now multiplayer is getting more content, more alive and more stuff like that, I'm more happy on that because that means the multiplayer focus is more funner for me than battle royale. Now a lot of people can disagree, right? A lot of people say it's like, no, I like my battle royale game, fuck multiplayer. That's good for you, you know, that's fine, you know, but to be honest, Call of Duty started as multiplayer. It never started as a battle royale game, so that's all I'm gotta say, you know. But I'm curious, what's it dying or so? I'm very curious.
All right, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, take care, be safe.
Another video here on the channel.
You be safe, you be safe, hon.
About the possible upcoming death of Call of Duty Warzone. Now, this was honestly a pretty surprise topic when it came up, but it does honestly make a lot of sense at this point. And we're gonna be talking about all of that in this video here today. So if you still play Call of Duty or care, may have noticed that just over the last few hours, they announced that Season 3 of Black Ops 6 was getting delayed. Now, with Season 3 is a big recurring factor of Warzone that will be coming back, and that is Verdansk. That's kind of like the main draw for a lot of people to Warzone, right? So Activision has
You know, the funny thing about it, every single time, Warzone is definitely gonna die. That game is way too big. Also COD multiplayer is basically all in one. BR, multiplayer, zombies, and campaign events. And from what I've heard, they're gonna move. Also, thank you for the follow. Welcome. They're gonna move to the. I've heard that they're gonna move that thing to PC, and I bet that they're gonna rename it to Call of Duty Lite, since it's way smaller than other modern Call of Duty games. I see. Yeah, personally, like, I'm just not a fan of the BR game. I played it, right? I played it a few times on stream and I played it with a few friends. But I'm just like, I don't like it. Number one, this is a hot take. This is a very, very hot take, okay? I think Battle Royale takes 0 skills. You want to know why? Because every player has that shield. You know how like every battle royale game has that like that over shield and shit and everything like that? Every time I crack a shield, right, on any enemy, it just feels like that should have been a kill. I'm just saying. It should have been a kill instead of it being cracked. But since, you know, there's like baby guards and having an overshield for them, you know, they get to survive and then refresh their shield. And then most of the time they would kill me sometimes, not all the time, right? And I'm just like, they should have been dead. I shot first at them. I cracked their shield, but they didn't die. I'm just saying. But in multiplayer, when I shoot first, I always kill somebody. I'm just saying. But that's not how it is in Battle Royale games. And I was never a huge fan of Battle Royale games ever since then. I'm just like, Kind of takes the fun away for it, where I have to like crack their shields and then I gotta shoot them again in order for them to die, you know? I'm just saying, I know it's a hot take, but I'm just saying, BR games just take no skills. That's it.
Announced that this season 3 update or whatever for Black Ops 6 will be getting delayed, meaning that the return of Verdansk will be getting delayed.
That really sounds unfair, actually.
Isn't the massive news of this video. The crazy part is a very reputable insider in the Call of Duty community named Ghost of Hope has made the claim that, according to inside knowledge of the game and what's going further with the game, if this time around Verdansk doesn't basically pop off and keep the player count up, it fails to achieve the numbers.
Sorry, but no, not every battle royale has shields. PUBG and Knives Out doesn't have one. Thus, why ranking up on those games are hard. Hell, it gets harder. It gets harder on a high rank, and you'd actually have to more like a real soldier just to avoid sniping. To be frank, you have Toto. That while a rando block comes from behind, ready to backshot some immoral kills. Hey man, you know what? You want to know something? Multiplayer doesn't have shields, okay? All right? Multiplayer never had, like, over shields, okay? I'm just saying. When a battle royale has an over shield, it just feels like you have to put a, you know, a little blanket over them, you know, to guard them or so. Even though I shot at them first, you know? But they can easily just turn around and kill me, you know? That has happened a few times. Not all the times, but a few times. Like I said, it's a hot take. But multiplayer never had an overshield. I'm just saying. No, I meant the overguard. I agree. When you shoot first, you should be in an advantage. But that sounds like a mercy or something. Sorry, I don't know all about the BRs. Never liked them to begin with. I never liked BR either. Hey Alex, I never liked BR. That's why I don't really play BR games. Like from time to time, I'll play it, right? If it's like something new, right? I played the Call of Duty one, but you had Shield too, so it's fair game. Nah, just get rid of the shields, man. Don't need it, you know? I think if I remember correctly, Blackout didn't have any shields. All they did was like have the health syringes, and that's pretty much it. If I remember correctly. I don't know, it's been a while since I remember about Blackout, you know? Yeah, it's been a while since I remember Blackout, but I never played it though. I never played it that much. I played it a few times, but I never played it that much. But I did have fun with Blackout though.
That Activision
the same old things every single day
are expecting here. This may be the last we see of Warzone coming up. So the rumor seems to be that Warzone, if it doesn't keep up this time
Halo
around,
has shields.
It will be basically
that's why I don't play Halo.
Retired, okay, coming with Call of Duty 2026. So honestly, this is something that has, I think, hit two different communities of Call of Duty players differently at the same time, right? Now, I know there's still a lot of people out there who like Warzone, they think it's fun or whatever, but there's also my side of the community, right, who I fucking can't stand Warzone at this point.
Same.
And it's not that I don't like Warzone as the game.
I don't like Warzone.
I hate it as the game. I hate what it's done to Call of Duty in general.
Yes.
And I think that's the problem that a lot of players have with Warzone.
Yep.
So it's a pretty confusing all-around situation, simply because on the surface, it really appears that Warzone is what's making Call of Duty a lot of money at this point, right? It's what's keeping players interested and keeping people
Heavy
together.
Bogan has shield. Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
A lot of the popular Call of Duty content creators are uploading Warzone videos at this point.
Yep.
Now, I don't think that's by design, simply because, you know, they always release the multiplayer and shit like that, and the zombies, but I think we've just gotten to a point in the Call of Duty franchise, right? And just in the gaming industry in general, I think a lot of these creators think they have to upload Warzone to keep things going well. Now, for me personally, I haven't played Warzone in years, and the reason why, there's really multiple reasons why. The most important reason, and I've talked about this many times over, is the rampant cheating problem that Warzone has introduced to Call of Duty. For me personally, anytime I've ever come back to Warzone, it's always been a problem. It's always been something going on. It's something that never goes away with this game, no matter if, you know, Black Ops 6 comes out.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Modern Warfare 2. It doesn't matter. No matter what, Warzone is always full of cheaters. And truth be told, like,
that is 100% fact. Warzone always has cheaters, bro. Their anti-cheat thing or so for Call of Duty sucks like doo-doo. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. Their anti-cheat sucks balls, dude. Even the most recent Call of Duty for Black Ops 6. Holy shit, dude. People bring in wonder weapons into the fucking battle royale gun. Zombie wonder weapons into fucking battle royale. It's just like, bro, what the fuck is happening over there, you know? What's wrong with you guys, you know?
If I'm gonna play a battle royale game, I'm just not playing Warzone. I'm gonna go play fucking Fortnite, you know? The game that every battle royale that has come out since has tried to emulate and replicate. I'm just gonna go play that shit, man. The game that has all the constant collabs, it's got the OG or the new mode, right? You could just do whatever the fuck really you want to.
Also, another thing too, Warzone should have died. Their mobile version is not even playable on most phones, even on the high ends melt due to the heat. Yeah, I heard about that they made a mobile version of it. I didn't play it, of course. And I also, at the same time, the collaborations for Battle Royale is a lot more better than Call of Duty's, in my personal opinion, right? Plus another thing on top of that too, as well. The art style between Call of Duty and Fortnite, it's just more better when it comes to a lot of the collaborations or so in Fortnite because of the art style compared to Call of Duty with the whole realistic thing. Remember that they had that Attack on Titan collaboration? I saw the skins for those things and not really that great personally. So, you know, that's pretty much it, you know. I can use the ray gun in PvP. Yeah, you can literally use the ray gun in the PvP for Warzone, which is the most craziest thing in my entire life, you know.
Competitive or non-competitive, I think I'm gonna just go play that if I want BR. Now, for me personally, honestly, if Warzone is really on its last leg and it dies, I am completely okay with that. In fact, I would actually welcome it at this point.
Same.
I don't know if that's something that a lot of people wanted to hear.
No, I'm good.
I know a lot of people out there still enjoy Warzone, but the idea that Verdansk is kind of the last leg here is something that really makes a lot of sense, and I think realistically, this would be the best thing that could happen to COD right now. So you're probably like, oh, but Optimus, man, how could
That's true. You're not wrong, Mishu. You're definitely not wrong on that situation. The amount of collaborations there is, it's like basically the Nintendo of Smash Bros, you know? Everybody's here, basically. And I gotta give them that, you know, the collaboration works pretty well, and the art style specifically for Fortnite is actually pretty good. I mean, there's a quality difference, major ones between Fortnite and COD, who somehow had a collab skins with celebrities, which still look a tad off-putting. Honestly, like, it's not gonna make me play Call of Duty Warzone or anything like that, or buy any of the bundles or so for a celebrity. Because you want to know something? I don't really follow celebrities. Like, if you tell me who's my favorite celebrity, I'm gonna be like, I have no idea. I don't really follow, like, or watch movies or these days, you know? That's about it. Of course, don't play it. The Warzone mobile graphics suck so much that COD Mobile has better graphics than them, and that thing is 5 years older. Damn, that's crazy.
Warzone just die off like this, right? It's still real popular or whatever, right? Call of Duty needs Warzone to keep going. It's the modern innovation that has helped Call of Duty stay afloat.
Quotation marks,
honestly,
modern.
I completely disagree with that statement. I'm sure many other people do too.
Yeah.
So you will notice that when Warzone became the primary focus of Call of Duty, things in multiplayer, zombies, campaign, whatever you want to say, right? They kind of fell off a cliff in a pretty dramatic way. Now,
so freaking true. This is 100% facts, dude. When they focused a lot on the Warzone stuff, the multiplayer content, the story content, and like the zombie shit went literally downhill or so. When like the availability of content or so, like how much you can do in the game and everything, you know? So freaking true, dude. Warzone literally took everything. Like, they took all the resources from multiplayer and like the story campaign and zombies and everything over to freaking Warzone, and then just multiplayer just got shafted so hard for such a long time, you know? Go hated Fortnite, but when Miku arrives, she's a standout, allegedly. Nah, I still wouldn't play it though. As much as I like Hatsune Miku, like I'm not gonna play Fortnite, you know?
I will admit, Call of Duty, if you've been around for a long time, right? I've been playing Call of Duty for over 15 years at this point. You will notice that the game was already on a bad path. Like back in the mid 2010s, like with the whole jetpacking shit, that was already divisive enough. The loot boxes, multiplayer started.
You know what? I was okay with Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was like the final Call of Duty that I played. Black Ops 4, I played it like halfway of its life cycle, but then I stopped because of the loot boxes. I was not a fan of the loot boxes, and I knew where Call of Duty was going, and that's where basically I stopped playing it and just started playing other games, and that's pretty much it, you know.
Getting worse heading into the 2020s, and then honestly, it was already bad then, but when Warzone came out, that was when I think it really sealed the deal, because most of the focus for Call of Duty transformed into, let's get content out for Warzone, let's focus on Warzone, let's try to get the professional scene into Warzone, let's try to get all the content creators on Warzone, right? And it's pretty apparent what they were doing. They were trying to compete with Apex Legends, with Fortnite, all these other battle royale games that came around with the advent of battle royale in the gaming community. So when that happened, the developers started shifting all of their priority, and as a result, I mean, take a look at all of the multiplayers in Call of Duty that have come out since Warzone released. They've all been mostly pretty mediocre, right? There hasn't been, in my opinion, a single real standout Call of Duty game in the Warzone era. At least one that could contend with even like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, bro, or Advanced Warfare. And these are games that were divisive enough in the community when they came out, and Call of Duty still isn't even touching that shit at this point, bro. And a lot of it comes from the fact that
the problem is, right, the problem is with the jetpack situation itself. The problem is like, it was what it started with Advanced Warfare, and then it went to Black Ops 3, right? We literally had freaking like jetpack after jetpack after jetpack, you know. That was the main issue. People were just getting tired of the jetpacks because you kept fucking doing it every year, you know. If you would have had Black Ops do the jetpacks, right, and then the next game would be Modern Warfare, right, we wouldn't have a problem because it would be something new and something fresh, right? And then the next one after that would be, you know, the jetpacks afterwards. Opinion: I feel they should make a new Titanfall, since Alex is sorry for slowing down with losing players. But unfortunately, they're part of EA. They're not part of Call of Duty anymore. So that team specifically is part of that team over there. Unfortunately, they probably won't make another Titanfall game because how it did poorly last time, and that's pretty much about it. So, but yeah, like personally, I did not hate Black Ops 3's jetpacks. I actually enjoyed Black Ops 3's jetpacks because it was very well balanced compared to Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, it was like fucking, you were zipping and fucking dashing everywhere. You know, it was so chaotic. It was just so unfun. But then like Black Ops 3 kind of like put a cooldown on the jetpacks and everything, and you know, you still had to walk around. You can do the sliding and all this other stuff, you know, which was probably the best one, you know, personally. Yeah, it was so much in the air and shit. You were just zipping and zapping and zooping and zapping. It was just kind of like, it was just too crazy in my personal opinion. There was just like zero flow compared to like Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 did it right with like the whole, how it all flowed very well and everything compared to the other ones, you know. And then what was it? You got Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. Took the same thing from Black Ops 3 and they did it on their own twist, but it just felt like a cheap version of Black Ops 3. So that's pretty much about it, because none of the characters had like face, like all the characters in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, their faces were covered. Only Black Ops 3, if I remember correctly, well, besides Advanced Warfare, right? Black Ops 3 was the one that had like, you know, character like personalities, you know, the characters had personalities, they all had their own backstories, you know. It would have been so nice to have a single player game for Black Ops 4. Sorry, I was confusing it with Black Ops 3 with Black Ops 4 because I forgot that Black Ops 4 was the one that didn't have a single player. But yeah, but I felt like personally, there was just more. I just wish like some of the characters would show up in Black Ops 3. It would have been cool to have some of the multiplayer characters to show up in the Black Ops 3 campaign. But that's like pretty much about it. That's like my only criticism that I have about it. It was still pretty good multiplayer. I mean, not multiplayer, good single player game. But I just wish we had that, you know. And maybe a corporal linking on COD Mobile so much, but the game and the one with the innovations, BRMP, zombie, store low phones, anime game collabs, and mythics and legendary skins that you get for free. The game is the innovation because it's available for a wide range of audience. Poor rich mobiles and emulators, PC emulators, COD is very meaning and exclusive. Yeah.
Back in those games, at least multiplayer, you know, the experience that made Call of Duty what it is and got people on Call of Duty in the first place, those were the main focus.
Yep.
That's where all the resources went. That's where the developers were focused. That's where any post-launch content was going to be coming out, right? That and zombies. The two modes that made Call of Duty what it is today. But obviously, when you bring in Warzone, you got this massive map to maintain. You're trying to fucking do all this live service content shit. The budgets for Call of Duty games have blown up since then, right? And the quality and the returns have only diminished. Now, at the same time, when you look at how Call of Duty has fallen even further off a cliff during this whole point in time or whatever, Warzone isn't even saving the franchise like I think a lot of people thought it was going to. The whole thing when Warzone came out was, oh, we have our multiplayer, we have our zombies, but guess what, guys? We're doing the new cool fad that everybody's doing. We got Battle Royale too. You thought Blackout was good or whatever, right? Well, check this out. And that was the point, was they were trying to contend in a new era of gaming. Now, the problem with this new era of gaming is, I think a lot of people agree, live service and constantly pumping shit into your game and having this massive open experience or whatever online doesn't inherently make your game good. It doesn't inherently make people want to play. It turns out the game itself and the content has to be pretty good. And the thing with Call of Duty is none of these games have been so good that they're keeping people playing. I mean, I remember back in BO2, MW3, right? These were games that people literally played for fucking years. It wasn't just a, oh, we got to keep them in the whole 1 year cycle thing, right? You could play, bro, I played Black Ops 6 all the way up until like 2016. That game had like a 4-year lifespan, and I was still playing all the new CODs at that time, but we were still on BO2, bro. We were still on BO1. We were still on MW2. That is not happening with modern COD. In fact, every modern Call of Duty game is almost dead on arrival if you count it past 2 weeks. I mean, Black Ops 6, perfect example, right? I didn't even play the COD before that because the franchise was going in such a bad direction. Right? Black Ops 6 had my attention and all of my friends' attention for all of 3 weeks. Half the time at this point, Call of Duty doesn't
because
even
it's just background. It's just background stuff
of content or whatever.
It's just a commentary video. That's how commentary videos are.
Gone. And Warzone has done nothing to change that. In fact, when you look at when Warzone dropped, it dropped right at the beginning of the whole like COVID pandemic and everything. Everybody was in lockdown, everybody was inside, and so Warzone, like all the other games at the time, they blew up. The player counts were fucking crazy. Everybody was on that shit, and yeah, in that moment, everything.
And also Genshin Impact blew up during COVID, and that's about it. You know, there's a lot of games that blew up during COVID era.
Gaming industry looked like it could be a success. But the problem is the pandemic didn't last forever. People started going back outside. People started playing other games when they got bored. There was other shit to worry about, right? All of a sudden, other than playing video games for the next 2 weeks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Blackout was so much fun. It was pretty fun. As much as like I don't enjoy Battle Royale games, I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of all the BR games that Call of Duty made, Blackout was actually pretty enjoyable because you had like zombies or so in a specific area, and you can go in there for like zombies. They had some of the map. They had the map or so from like one of the zombie maps. I don't remember specifically what it was called or so, but yeah, it was good. I actually did enjoy it.
This whole virus thing goes away or whatever, what people thought at the time. And as a result, over the years, Warzone's player count has just teetered off and teetered off and teetered off to the point now where we're questioning altogether whether or not Warzone is on its last leg, literally about to die.
I hope so.
Now,
I hope
this
so
whole,
it dies.
like, season delay really starts to make sense when you think about it, because if Warzone is really on its last leg, this shit is about to die, it makes sense that they want to try and put everything they can into making Verdansk and this like like experience comeback or whatever. They're trying to make it last, and they're trying to keep the player counts up, because as it seems, if they don't, Warzone is about to be out the door. And it makes sense from every perspective. Like, if the player counts are diminishing and the returns that you're getting from the player count aren't justifying continuing to fucking prioritize Warzone and dump all this resources into it and dump all these developers into it, there is no sense in keeping that shit around. There's no sense in paying all these developers to do work that is not
take care,
making them the
Dubstep. Be
returns
safe.
that they
Be
need.
safe.
This shit is not keeping Call of Duty afloat. In fact, I think it's holding Call of Duty back. Now, I'm gonna be real. If Warzone does die out, do I think Call of Duty is going to magically jump back up, revive itself, and fucking start pumping out quality, consistent, franchise-defining games again? Not really.
Yeah.
I don't think. And I think it's just because Call of Duty has already gotten too far into the cycles that they're in. But it is very apparent that a lot of the problems with modern COD started with Warzone, you know? In fact, I remember the whole like cheating conundrum and shit, that really wasn't that big of a deal before Warzone. Now, you can argue that like the whole cross-platform play integration thing also brought it, right? It was part of the issue, sure, but at the end of the day, even then, it wasn't that bad until Warzone. Suddenly, when you bring in these free-to-play modes, these BR modes and whatnot, it attracts people who want to fucking cheat. I mean, we see it in every single one of these games that are like free-to-play BRs. People cheat in all of them. People are constantly cheating in all these free-to-play games, even outside of the BR genre. There's people just constantly cheating. And it's gotten to the point where all of gaming has been pretty infested with cheating, but a lot of that really started and caught fire with these free-to-play multiplayer games like this. So for me personally, if Warzone is on the way out, this is maybe the last leg it stands on. And keep in mind, I really think that it's not going to get to the counts or whatever that it needs to stay around. I really do think Warzone is going to die here. So if that is the case, I mean, personally, I think it's for the best, because Warzone is not what Call of Duty initially was. And in reality, I think a lot of us here in the community, especially the OG players, we've been wanting a return to what Call of Duty was. I'm not ever going to hold my breath that it's going to come.
True.
But at the end of the day, man, Warzone just isn't it for me. It's not the game for me. It's not what I want to play. And apparently, it's not what other people want to play, because Activision is considering shutting the plug down on this whole thing altogether. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this and just kind of give my 2 cents on the whole thing. Let me know what you think down below. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus talking about the death of Warzone and signing out.
Honestly, in my personal opinion, it should die. It should die. Warzone should just completely die, because it started as a multiplayer map, and that's where it excelled the most. We had so much content during the old days of Call of Duty, you know, but now these days, you know, since they focus so much on Warzone, right? During the Black Ops 6 or so, at least it was the opposite, actually. So multiplayer was focused a lot more compared to Warzone, and yeah, the cheater rampant stuff is crazy in my personal opinion with this. Plus also, like, they need to get rid of the Cronus Zen stuff in my personal. If you actually use Cronus Zen and stuff like that, you're a shitty player. That's all I gotta say. People who use Cronus Zen and all those plugins or so to, you know, for them not to be able to have any recoil or anything like that, or have like soft aim lock and everything, and have whatever other toggles or so with that specific thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're just not that good of a player. That's it, man. You're a terrible player. Us older Call of Duty players, we grew up playing multiplayer and we got good. We learned how to control the recoil on weapons. We had fun, you know, you had to learn how to flank and stuff like that. What perks worked good, what attachments worked good, you know, all this other stuff, you know. And that's pretty much about it. You know, I'm hoping that it does die and it gets back into the multiplayer business, but I doubt it though. I really super doubt it, but it would be kind of nice personally, you know. Like I said, personally, not a huge fan of battle royale games. I think it's for babies in my personal opinion, because you have that little overgrown shield, you know, to kind of like protect you, you know, because you don't get shot and anything like that. But that's pretty much it. Nah, I just don't like COD Mobile though. I'm just not a fan of play Call of Duty on a mobile game, so I want it to be good back on its main hub place. But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. Like I said, you guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Is it a hot take that I had at the beginning? Yeah, of course it is. But you want to know something? I grew up playing multiplayer. There was no overgrown shield or so in multiplayer. So, like, there was like a supply box or so in Black Ops 4. It was in Black Ops 4 with one of the heroes or so, and even then, you can still melt them like really fast. It didn't really matter if you had an overgrown shield. It wasn't really that much of a difference. And it's the same with, I think, Battery in Black Ops 3 had a shield, but even then, it didn't really matter because her head was exposed. So there was like no overgrown shield on her head. So if you hit your headshots or so, she dies like almost instantly. So even then, I'm just saying, multiplayer never had overgrown shields. That's it. Real OG play Valorant? Okay, buddy. Okay. But yeah, like I said, hopefully Warzone dies because it can finally start working on multiplayer a lot more. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. Like I said, Warzone takes no skills. BR takes no skills. So that's it. I stopped the COD games in Modern Warfare 3, so I have no idea what we're talking about. That's the end of the video. And peace.